Yo, what's up? You're tuned into Rappers Playing Games, aka RPG. Today's guest is Nate.
What's going on, guys?
And we are going to be playing TMNT for the NES.
You know we had to.
And there might be a special secret surprise as well.
Stay tuned.
So a lot of people hate this game. This is one of my favorite games. A lot of people hate it for being so crazy hard. When's the last time you played this?
Oh, I've probably been years. When I was very, very little. I remember anything that was X-Men or Ninja Turtles when I was a kid was just instantly one of my favorite fighting games. Because they had some of the best arcade games at the time. Mm-hmm. If you saw those 4 controllers, those 4 sticks sticking out, man, you knew it was going to be a good Saturday.
That's right.
You know?
This the games that the Turtles made are mostly that kind of game. They're mostly home ports of the arcade games. This is the only real. Get that pizza, dude.
Oh, shit.
You can go back.
I dig it.
So you just have to kill this one dude and get out. So we chose this game because would you describe Casey Jones as a... Would you describe that as an alter ego?
You know, a little bit.
For you, like a Slim Shady kind of?
It was more of something that, you know, I've never really been able to adopt an alter ego just because the way that I act normally, a lot of people, that would be their alter ego of who I am naturally. So, just being Nate in general, I've always identified with the anti-heroes.
You identify with
Casey Jones and the whole idea.
I want to bring you out. Boss fight time.
Nice.
Oh.
I think I died.
You died.
But yeah, I think it was mainly one of those things of having somebody that you've always identified with, and you know, with our dynamic and what AMX became and how it ended up changing a lot of people's careers and everything. I just, you know, was watching the shit one day and jokingly came to you, was like, hey, I think of the rap game Casey Jones. And just coming across the Casey Jones persona just made a lot of sense for the next album. And I've always wanted to do something with Casey Jones, and I wanted to find a way to make it relevant without making somebody think I'm making like a Ninja Turtles album.
Yeah, you don't like, because I know I know your music enough to know that you wouldn't want to like doing like a nerdcore project necessarily.
Right, and it had such a different feel when it was like, when I said the Ballad of Casey Jones, it was because when you watch like how he interacted with the bad guys in the movie, he would just fuck them up. He wasn't there for the dialogue.
No.
He wasn't trying to do any of that. He was just trying to smack people with hockey sticks and baseball bats.
Yeah, he's not there to make jokes.
Right, and I like that. And even in the cartoon, I've always liked that even when he did dialogue, he was insane. The dude was just a crazy person.
Yeah, he's scary. When I was a kid, Casey Jones scared me because you don't you can't totally trust him. He's like unstable.
He's a wild card, yeah, and that's how I kind of identified with that. But you know, I'd always been that friend, that type of artist, and it just made sense to kind of run with it. And when I found the track lists that I found and the sound that I found, it just made a lot of sense. In between this and the next album, it's also equal parts cathartic, like any album, just because whenever you get something like a passion project out that you've been really wanting to do, because I think I've been talking to you about the Ballad of Casey Jones for quite some time.
Yeah.
And
dude, this is the glitch on this level. I just stand up here and hit down with Donnie and kill him.
That works?
It works.
What? I was wondering what you were doing.
I was just like looking at you, like just wait.
You can't play games. It's like playing.
I'll pass it off because we're in the first stage.
It's like playing games with David Bowie, man. He built the labyrinth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he knows all the small tricks and turns and shit.
Come out. This is the hard shit now, though.
He's out here telling me about the pizzas and everything else, man.
This level sucks. There's a jump in here that we might have to take a few tries on. We'll get to it. But, okay, so I want to break that down in 2 ways, though, about Casey Jones, because one, about Casey himself as a character, which I feel like you kind of just did talk about, but also the broader concept of what do you define an anti-hero as? Like, I know that there are...
Even when he worked with the Turtles, he still did his own thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the Punisher. It's the same thing with Deadpool. Anybody who really is not trying to come out with the best possible outcome. They're just trying to do their
that ladder.
Got you. They're just trying to do their job, or what they perceive their job to be. You know what I mean? And that's how I've always approached my music. Was like, I'm here to do what I do best, and I'm not gonna try to be anything else but that. And it's worked quite well up until this point. So it was just something that when I felt like adopting a character, it just felt like it made sense. Oh shit.
You're gonna have to take this guy out before it'll let you take that ladder.
Oh, word?
Yeah, there's
I like that.
him, and then there's gonna be this boss. Just keep nailing this dude, because he's gonna throw shit at you. There you go. Now you can get up there.
Bet.
Yeah, I mean, like
Wolverine and everyone else, like, even though they worked with a full team and stuff, like, they never got it misconstrued that, like, I'm here for y'all. Like, it's not...
They're here because it's the right thing to be doing,
right,
because they can and they're good at it. But, yeah, I mean, it's that outsider,
and I've always felt like that outsider, even though I was always part of y'all's crew, like, we were always part of the AMX family. I always felt like that dude driving from San Antonio to...
Dude, you hustled to get there, and you were very much an individual. I mean, I identify with that, too, because
But you were the intellectual. You were the Donatello, though. You were the even head that kept things even keeled. And like, no matter what happened, dude, I very rarely ever saw you like even get uppity ever. And it was like, okay, well, that influenced me to not only be a bit more even keel, but understand my role as being Casey Jones, kind of. I think we both have our coping mechanisms are to talk to people. Mine's just to be very talkative in general.
Me too. I mean, that's how I cover for my social anxiety.
Right. And it's a great cover, isn't it? They just think you're charismatic. It's just alright. That's.
I know it's very true.
You've got charisma. You're like, no, I'm just afraid.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all it is.
It's I mean, so Wolverine and Deadpool are great. I want to talk about Punisher because I gotta say I don't like Punisher. I don't like the dude. But the thing is, I've been best friends with people who love the Punisher, and I love Captain America, and I feel like there's a similar sort of...
That makes sense. That's symbiotic, though, because he refuses to kill Captain America. That's the thing with that relationship, I think, has always been very important for everybody who, wants to fight without a shield. There are the people who see the symbolism in that, and see the symbolism in being, incorruptible and to me, Punisher is just Batman if he went off, because he was just that one guy who lost everything and decided that no, instead of like teaching people a lesson, I'm just gonna fuck y'all up, which I've always appreciated way more, because for someone who loves comic books as much as I do, I've always found some of the extensive dialogue to be redundant. And I like that they showed in the even the TV show that they just did with Marvel, that Marvel did, they shown him in support groups. PTSD and everything, and
that's interesting.
Well, in the very last episode, he's like sitting there kind of tearing up, and he's like, I just, I'm not used to really being in that feeling. He's like, honestly, I'm just scared. And when I broke my leg, it was the same thing, man. Like, I'm not used to being in the scared one. I'm used to being there for the scared people and shit. And man, that's the first time I'd been scared in a long time that I could remember. And there's a psychology behind that, and how it changes you and how it builds you. Sometimes to break you down, you get built up. You know what I mean? And that's how really he became the Punisher, because you hear him talking about everything and the equal part testosterone. You're like, yeah, Frank Castle, boom, boom, bang, bang. But then they show you like dudes waking up in night terrors. Dude can't fucking sleep. He's dreaming about his kids. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm missing somebody.
This game's mechanics suck. You do have to go up that ladder, but
I have to kill one more person.
No, you're good.
Really?
It's just kicking you off.
Son of a bitch.
That's our game over.
It's game over.
You know what? I'm gonna do an unprecedented move for this show, and instead of continuing. Do you want to continue and see how far we can get, or do you want to go to the next Turtles game?
Let's go to the next Turtles game.
Okay.
Because I felt that one schematically had some crazy stuff that was hard to kind of...
Oh yeah, it's a terrible game. Here you go. Alright, 2 players. Sweet.
I'm going with Ralph.
Sweet. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like Raph is like the, he's the Casey Jones of the Turtles.
Yeah.
Fire! Hang on, April. Hang on, April!
I'm coming!
This is the one you wanted to play.
Yeah. This is the one I had in mind, because it's way more like the arcade game.
Yes. I mean, it's a port of the arcade. It's called, the official title of this is Turtles the Arcade Game.
1990 was a beautiful year for the Ninja Turtles.
Man, I should have put on, well, we'll see how far we can get. Usually when I play arcade-style games like this at home, I put on the Game Genie and do unlimited lives.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't feel like it's cheating, because it's just quarters.
I feel that.
Okay, so I got a clumsy segue to our next topic, which is anti-heroes and hip-hop.
Man,
Shady.
we got to talk about Kamikaze.
That's right, and Kamikaze's been out for a while by the time this is gonna air, but for us in our current reality,
It just dropped. It just dropped, and it is fresh.
I love it.
I'm here for it, man. I like the fact that there's still a competitive edge in hip hop. We were talking about this before the show.
Mm-hmm.
The last time somebody threw shots so blatantly at anybody, and he didn't really even have to say their name, was Kendrick in the BET Cypher. The after Control had dropped. And he went at Drake and he was like, and nothing's been the same since they dropped Control and tucked the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. Ha ha. Joke's on you. High five. I'm bulletproof. When he did that, everybody thought, whoa, well look, he's going at Drake, and Drake didn't move. Drake ain't do shit. Because he knew that he was going to get fucking buried. Yeah. And he was going to die in those pajama clothes. And he was going to fucking get buried in that bathtub. Like, it's not a fucking game, bro. These guys, Top Dog Entertainment really does this shit. Those guys are monsters.
But, in terms of the, oh man, I love this fucking...
Me too, bro.
Getting him.
That's why I was upset at, like, Machine Gun Kelly's shit, because it was like, don't speak until you have something to talk about.
It was empty, and the bars were weak. Like, those rhymes were weak.
He sounded like a Stan, bro. He just sounded like a Stan who was like, you're not trying to pick at somebody who can literally... When they started talking about Eminem was like Thanos, yeah, because he's gonna throw a fucking planet at you. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's not gonna sit here and throw a truck at you. He's not the Hulk. He's gonna throw a fucking planet at your ass like he did with Iron Man. Like, you think it's a game? Fine, y'all better quit playing with that dude. And it was the same mentality.
So how much of that mentality do you think, that anti-hero Casey Jones mentality? Because I gotta admit, Kamikaze made me want to write more. It made me feel emboldened to be like, I do feel like there's a place for lyrics.
There will always be a place for lyrics, for sure.
And that's what I've always wanted to do, you know? Like...
Well, you know, coming from being a nerd, man, like, what comes from being a nerd? What's part of being a nerd? Getting picked on.
Yep.
Okay, well, being picked on, all my friends were nerds. And so, part of that Casey Jones shit that came from me was just standing up for people all the time. And getting into fighting and shit like that as a little kid, and then all your friends are still nerds and they're still getting picked on, so you gotta fuck people up all the time. And that kind of, when I became an artist, for some reason, just kind of bled into my art.
How much of your new album incorporates that mentality? Like, how do you think that's expressed, given that this album is Casey Jones?
Well, like, you heard the last song, the first single off the album, Knuckle Puck.
Yes.
You know, that's one of those. I sampled Casey Jones just because the purity's like, well, I think it's you that needs to be taught a lesson. You know, class is Pain 101, your instructor's Casey Jones. Because a lot of people aren't willing to teach that lesson. Everybody else just wants to like act like they're gonna teach you some shit. No, that song fucks your eardrums up. Like,
so are you like trying to battle your audience on the record?
Yeah, like I'm trying to really just poke. Like I'm not trying to poke people. I really just want to make it very clear that like we're here now. We're not taking this for a show no more. I'm not doing free shows. We're not. Nah.
I love the idea of being able to incorporate it, staying true to yourself, being the anti-hero, man. Is there anything else that you want to plug? Talk about?
You know what? I got a new show coming out called Drunk Basketball with Reggie Kobe, where we get drunk, play 2K, and talk about current events and basketball and everything else. That's going to be coming out soon. I'm really, really excited about that. The new album, Ballad of Casey Jones, is coming out this year. It's just taking me a minute because I really keep adding songs. I'm being really bad about that and not really being disciplined about a track list, which is a good thing. I'm on Tidal, Pandora, Google Play, everywhere you can find music, from iTunes to Amazon. You can buy physical copies of Nate Volume 1 on Amazon. And Steak and Eggs also is for purchase. It's going to be on the album. So, yo, and if y'all want to hit me up, it's official Nate Music on Instagram. Or if you just watch the show and like really fuck with it and want to play video games, hang out sometime, man, hit me up, man. My phone number is 830-624-6853, man.
Nice, dude. That's a perfect outro.
I came from rapping in that dope house. Grab a microphone and then I went in like it's cold out. Showed up, leather jacket with that gold watch. Nice rhyme scheme, cultivated in a dope spot. In other words, you understand in that. Hand me a beat, smile, kill the track, hand it back. Tripping cause I'm diligent about being articulate. Then you wanna battle round you and your constituents.